The number of confirmed deaths has passed 200. The governor has called a state of emergency.
There are hundreds and hundreds of bodies.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Last of Us Survivor Difficulty video walkthrough. This is Chapter 8, the Lakeside Resort, and we are in the Cabin Resort section. And we are back in the not quite capable hands of Joel, who, as you can see, is still kind of toiling from his injury back when we were at the college, or the university. So, you don't move with the most grace, but you're still as deadly as ever if you can aim and shoot. You've got all the equipment you had before, and we're going to be trying to find Ellie and making our way through this village, or this town. So I would recommend that you load all your weapons to make sure that you're ready, because there is going to be some mandatory fighting. I say mandatory because I've never tried to sneak past it, but it's one of those things where the enemies know where you are as soon as you trip the trigger, so I assume it's one of those fights. And for the most, it's pretty simple. It's nothing you've not covered before. You have great cover. There's a lot of guys, but you know, by this point you've already fought a lot of guys before, so it shouldn't be anything too, you know, groundbreaking. When we move into the area where Ellie is, there's going to be a blizzard, and that becomes a little bit more challenging, but at the same time it's also a blessing because the enemies can't see you and you can't see the enemies, so it's this awesome situation of everybody's kind of hunting shadows, and I think it's a really cool idea. But as it stands, I couldn't remember where the sequel to Flubber, now it's blue, now where the trigger for the next combat area was, and it turns out it only triggers when you get so far, and it's when you get close to the open area over here, because the gate will open and the guys bust through it. So I'm being unnecessarily tentative at this point, which is not necessary at all. But somebody asked on one of the previous videos, when will the non-commentated version of this guide come out? I wanted to leapfrog videos between commentated and uncommented, but the uncommented stuff is so big because I've left the cutscenes in that every video is over 20 minutes, essentially. Some of them are longer, and it's one of those things where my internet right now, as I keep mentioning, is kind of really shitty. It's already shitty, but now it's wearing like a fucking top hat with a turd on it. It's just the king of shit at this moment. And it's stopping me from being able to watch YouTube videos because they buffer forever. You know, YouTube videos, dial-up can play fucking YouTube videos. It's that bad. So when I'm uploading something that is large, I just don't stand a chance because my upload is already horrific. So with these new developments on the internet front, it's a joke. It's a complete joke. And like, I leave them on overnight while I sleep for 10 hours and I wake up and they're still not finished. So there's nothing I can do, guys. And back when I started YouTube, I was at university, and when uni at that time, I had fantastic internet, so I could literally take 40 videos and upload them all in the space of an hour. But then in the third year of university, their internet changed and it went dog shit. So it's not like I can even go to my local town, walk into the uni building because, you know, I was a student there, so I'm pretty comfortable in it. Walk in, sit down, log on, and upload, because their upload is shit, so I can't even exploit that. It's just a stupid situation. So instead, what's going to happen, as you see me trying to exploit the shoot round cover mechanic that doesn't really work on this game, is the guide's going to go up first, and then I'm going to do the other ones. And it's just the way it has to be, because the guide is the priority. The other one is just something for, you know, just to celebrate this game. And a lot of people are interested in it because a lot of people don't have access to a PlayStation and they want to watch it like that. So it is a good idea, and I do look forward to doing it. I'm limited by technology or by my ability to acquire great technology. And it is kind of sad because, you know, the internet is progressing, technology is progressing in so many ways, yet the country that I live in doesn't seem to acknowledge the worth or value of internet yet. You know, there's Virgin are kind of clicking, kind of noticing that, you know, it's a big deal, but a lot of the other providers, our national local providers, are just, internet's not as big of a revenue stream as phones are, and that's because obviously the text messaging networks, You know, compressing and sending text messages costs networks absolutely nothing, yet we pay through our ass for it. It's like the biggest con ever, and that's where all the money is made. So internet just kind of takes a backseat, even though I think all digital media is going to go towards the internet at some point, and I think it will replace television, because television as it stands is fucking terrible. It really is. It's just, it's kind of in its infancy at this point, because TV's been around for so much longer. When you think about it, TV was probably ostracized in the same way as the internet has been by a lot of people that don't understand it. And that's just one of those things. Like, I know people who think that the internet talks back. You know, they are older people, obviously, and they're naive to how it functions. Like, it's very interesting, but right here is essentially a cutscene. It's Joel doing some torture, so I'm going to do a crossfade to get to the next section. So we're back playing as Ellie. We've just broken out of the cell that we were in after the epiphany that we were eating human flesh because these people are fucked. And there's a med pack to pick up there. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be stealthing your way through the city, or I'm going to be stealthing, and hopefully you're going to use my path because it's the one that I found to be successful. And it was the first path I found on hard, and it worked pretty much perfectly on survivor. The only difference is there's more chance of you being heard because the enemy's AI and their awareness has been tweaked to such an extent that they could probably hear a fly fart in a windstorm. But pick up a bottle or a brick, pick up anything you can so you can use it as a distraction, just in case you're getting the shit and you need to quickly, you know, eliminate that threat. But search the desk, search everywhere. We are going to be getting our hands on a pistol, I believe. I might have missed it. It might be one of those things that you can miss, but I don't think I'm going to be using it too much, because for the most, I'm going to be stealthing through as much of this area as I can, and then I'm just going to literally kill the boss as quickly as I can. And there's a lovely little exploit on this boss that involves dying, which sounds like a bad thing at first, but trust me, it helps you out so much. And then we're going to be playing as Joel coming back through this area. But it's such a cool moment in the game, this, because it's so tense. It's so tense, it's so filled with mystery, and oh, I had so much fun with Winter. Winter is easily my favourite part of the game, because it's so merciless. You know, it's literally like nature. You know, nature in Winter it kills everything. You know, it forces everything to survive, and that's exactly what it does in this part of the game. So a couple of guys here wandering about, as you can see. He's going to go to the left of this shed, so if you're just quiet, you can sneak past him with no problem. Go directly under the corrugated fence. Their awareness has been dipped because of the snowstorm, and it does help you out a lot, because a lot of mist, or fog, whatever you want to call it. I think it's fog. I think mist is generated by lakes. I'm not too sure. I guess I've never really looked into the origins of and differences of fog and mist. But just keep on moving forward. Every time she talks, it tells you that you're probably going in the right direction. The area does checkpoint, but once again, I have no idea what it looks like, and there's no prompt to when the game is checkpointing, so you never really know. And I'm not a fan of that at all. I like the confirmation. Because especially if you turn your console off when it's saving, you can fuck your save, and this is a game that never tells you it's saving. But when we're in control of Ellie, she makes considerably less noise than she does when she's running around stomping after Joel. I assume she's wearing some kind of crazy clogs, or some kind of, you know, post-apocalyptic shoes with tap heels on them. Maybe she's blind, and this entire time she's been using the heel to tap out Braille, or to tap out some kind of Morse code to converse with people. Who knows? Shoes are weird. Especially in the fucking real world. What is with this epidemic of pointy shoes on men? Where has this come from? Like, I understand it with women. I understand a heel on a woman, because height is a thing for girls. They I don't know. Height, you know, somehow dictates importance. You know, they feel better. They feel better about themselves. It's like an esteem thing. But what the fuck have guys got with these super thin, super pointy shoes? Like, they're literally turning their feet into a secondary sex characteristic, you know? Do they have such a small penis that they have to compensate by having these ridiculously long, phallic-like shoes? I don't get it. I mean, shoes are, like, It just makes no sense. You've got your big docker boots, man boots, a symbol of a man. What is with these fucking ridiculous penis shoes? I don't understand it at all. And they're everywhere. I was on a bus the other day and I saw school kids wearing them. And it's just like, how thin is your foot to fit in that damn thing? Like, are they binding their feet like the Chinese used to do? To make them smaller so they can slip them in this fucking condom of a shoe? I don't understand it. It looks ridiculous. They look like clown shoes. They do. They just look insane. And where does it end? You know, where does this shoe epidemic end? Do we eventually get to the point where people are shoe fucking each other? I don't understand it. Is it like a fast car? Are they literally doing it to compensate? Will the shoes eventually have a heel on them that is curved to look like balls? I don't understand it. But this is a boss fight coming up, guys. And what is going to happen is you have to sneak up to him and stab him in the back. And you have to do it 3 times. A couple of things to bear in mind. Every time you stab him, he gets a little bit more aggressive and aware. And the 3rd time, he will hide from you. He will crouch, he will move fast, he will move silently. And it becomes significantly more challenging. But the thing with this moment is, there are plates all over the floor, and if you step on them, you're going to make noise. And the part where this gets challenging is immediately after you've stabbed him, because you're close to him, and you need to get away from him as fast as you can. So the first time you stab him, he pulls out a machete. So what's going to happen is, on the 2nd time you stab him, getting away from him can be challenging. And what I would advise you to do is to let him stab you, because it's going to load a checkpoint where you're going to be on the other side of this bar, and he's going to always be in the kitchen, which means you know exactly where he is so you could punish him. And it just makes the fight so much easier. And it does involve dying, even though what is a death really in the grand scheme of things. So I stab him, there's the checkpoint. And if you immediately go to the left, he will always be here. I tested this 10 to 12 times and he's always there. Do not go for him from the right hand side where I've just missed there, because every single time he noticed me and stabbed me. What I recommend is waiting for him to move a little bit so you can get a better angle on him, because the detection on the backstab or the execution move, it leaves something to be desired with this guy. And the amount of times I got behind him, pressed the button and it didn't do anything and he just stabbed me with a machete was kind of obnoxious. But there you go, he's moved into a better position, get behind him, stab him, and the boss fight is done. Okay, so we're now back in the Joel section of the level, and we're moving into the area what we navigated through with Ellie. We're just doing it from a different perspective. So when you enter into this gas station, there is going to be a shit ton of dudes. There's going to be a bunch of guys with bats, a couple of guys with guns. There's a lot of guys in this area, but luckily enough, the snowstorm is going to help you, and it's a fun fight. It's a cool fight too, because it's one of those really tense moments. Naughty Dog have really managed to achieve such a sense of just tension in the fights. A really realistic struggle of, you know, just human contact, human conflict, should I say. And I really appreciate that, and it makes it really fun. So the first guy comes this way. I hop out over the window, take him out silently. There's the first guy. So there's a guy looking directly at us. There's 2 guys, in fact. So I'm going to move outside, see if I can see anything this way. I know there's a guy to my right on top of the container with a rifle. He'll get it later on. Right now, my main focus is these people in here. So they've both gone outside, all curious and what have you. He's gone to the left. The guy, has he gone to the right? I'm thinking he's coming this way, but I can't quite tell. So, fortune favours the bold. I'm just going to start sneaking my way around, see if I can see any kind of movement. There's a guy there with a gun. Just wait for him to make himself known. Which way is he going to come? Left or right? Left or right? He's coming left. And he's got his back to us, so we can take him out comfortably. There's another one. Always change your camera view to make sure no one can see you while this is happening. And if they can, well, that guy's real close with a bat there. Dude dropped some pistol bullets, but I'm not going to focus on them just yet. We're going to get this guy and smack him with an axe. There was the melee system missing again. I have such a problem with the melee system, it's not even funny. But you've got to just grit your teeth and bear it. And I think that might be all of them. It's not all of them in this section, because as you push forward, you're going to trigger a bunch of people to start hunting you again. But as far as the people that come into the gas station, I think we've got them all. So I push out to this left-hand side, and I do a wide berth around this street and go into a building. And it leads to a window which you can climb out of, but there's absolutely no reason to do it. Ooh, there's a guy there. Did you see him? Just near the pumps. So there is more people. I stand up at a distance. Hopefully they can't hear me, because the game is kind of realistic with that stuff. So I think you should be okay to do what I just did. But we know we have one dude patrolling near the gas station. We've got two dudes on top of the containers guarding the front door. This is the room I mentioned. It just seems to be an opportunity to loot. It doesn't really seem to be anything more. But looting on survivor mode can be so underwhelming, it's not even funny. So I jumped out of here thinking maybe I can, completely skip that fight I was just in. But it turns out you have to go through the containers with the people who are guarding them. So there's no real point in even coming down here, I don't think. Not that I found, anyhow. So there's one person on the street, there's two people on the containers. Guy on the street is there, you can see him. I can't see that aimer. I have no idea if I could... Oh, yeah, apparently I could see it on my TV. Can't see it on this monitor window. And then there's two people left. So the first guy's there. He saw me, but he missed. I saw him and I hit. Guy to my right, did you hear that? I didn't, apparently. There was more than one. So finish him off with the axe. Sneaky bastard. Didn't even see him. But once again, I wasn't playing with volume. I heard it just then over my headset, but I didn't at the time. So took a bit of damage. Nothing too heartbreaking. I'm going to attempt here to ignore the guy on the right, I think. But it doesn't work, so I think he drops down and I have to smack him with the axe. So there's going to be a transition. Oh, there he is. There you go. That is the guy up top who drops down, so I hit him with the axe. I back up just in case anybody heard it and starts rushing me. But I don't think anybody does, because you need to at least move forward onto that left avenue before anybody starts to come down this way. But if anything, I am very thorough, and I'm always paranoid when I play on the hardest difficulty, so, I'm trying to survive. And lo and behold, there's a dude. I can't see shit at this moment, but apparently I just hit him in the face. Or did I kill him? I think I killed him. There's the other one. That's a face shot as well. I saw that one. And if anybody's wondering what's wrong with you, dude, are you blind? No, the preview window that I watch when I do these commentaries is not rendered, because when I render it, it takes time and I can't be arsed, so instead I just do it on the rougher version, and it's not the largest of screens, it's not, picture perfect quality, it's still good, it's just a lot more difficult than my sublime 42-inch television that I sit 2 yards from with my eye dripping onto it. But here's a dude there, waiting on the corner. He saw me then. That was very sloppy by me. So I switched to the Magnum, swapped my shoulders to try and clip him, but I think... Oh, God. Yeah, he's dead. Just the thought of that is pretty rough. So swap out the arrowless bow for the shotgun, and I think there's a guy behind me who's at the bottom sneaking, but I could be wrong. So I'm looking around. I can't really see anything. That bell is pretty intimidating. Yeah, I can't see shit. We might be good. Put on the gun that's got the most ammo at this moment in time is the rifle. I'm not too sure if I've got the power upgrade just yet. But if I have, it's just gravy, baby. Gravy, baby. But the concept of having more power on a weapon is definitely something that is real good to have. But just pushing forward quietly just in case there's anybody in the next room. This is going to trigger a cutscene as we go into here. Oh, no, it's not a cutscene. It's like a little vignette in Engine where we spot Ellie's bag. And then we also spot the fact that these people have been eating humans, which... I don't really know the science behind eating your own species. It can't be good, though. But at the same time, if you cook it right, it's just meat, isn't it? Like, all the films make out that you shake and it has, neurological impact on us. But I'm not too sure, and I'm not too sure if any studies have been done because cannibalism is illegal. Which... I don't know. it would be interesting to see. You know, somebody who donates their body to medical science gets fried up pretty quickly, you know, pretty savagely, and so we see where that goes. But now that we've reached the ranch that they were in, we see that Ellie's on the floor next to the, I think, the creepiest character on the game, because his character progression is complex, and it shows you that he's kind of a serpent, because when you first meet him, he's a nice, friendly guy, you know, talking to a child, trying to win the child's trust. Even though 14 is a teenager, so I suppose it's not technically a child. I don't know. Oh, you're supposed to control here, guys, and I wasn't paying attention. So hold on the analog to move, or she'll just stand there squatting forever for some bizarre reason. But he starts off as that really nice guy, and then the more you push him, the more he turns into the survivor that is willing to do anything to keep himself alive. And it's really fucking creepy, but really well done. And at first I was thinking, maybe it's because she bites him and she infects him. And maybe it's the infection that's increasing his aggression. And I don't know if it's that's the way it's trying to convey this change in his personality. But I don't think it is. I just literally think as soon as he realises that, you know, he can't get her to do the things he wants her to, that, you know, fuck it. He's gonna go full retard. It's a pretty brutal scene. So on this moment you've got to, I think you've tap a button. A lot of the commands have taken off on this difficulty for obvious reasons. And that's the end of this guy. But it's not going to stop Ellie from enjoying herself here. Getting a little bit all savage on him. But thanks for watching, folks. I hope it helped. And you take care now.